What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. So I am very upset, very disappointed with myself, because here's the thing. I feel like I got lured into this false sense of comfort by Six of Crows, into thinking, you know what, I'm safe here. I love these characters, I love all these ships, like this is going so well, this is so great, I cannot wait to read the sequel. And then I was reading Crooked Kingdom, and it wasn't as good. I feel like it got a little bit bogged down. The plot was like very stretched out. It didn't feel quite as tight as the first book, but we do get to learn a lot about like backstory stuff. It was really cool to see kind of how like all of our characters got to where they are, and then to see like all of their endings was really nice. But Leigh Bardugo does something that just made me extremely upset and reminded me that I was reading a Leigh Bardugo book and that I cannot ever be happy and that she will always betray me and stab me in the back. Crooked Kingdom is a continuation of Six of Crows. It is like the sequel to Six of Crows, and I thought this book was going to be mostly like rescuing Inej because she was captured at the end of the first book, but that happens pretty quickly. They, rescue her, get her back to where she's supposed to be pretty quickly, and actually this book is devoted to everybody trying to figure out how they can get out from underneath the thumb of Wyland's father, how they can still get their money, how they can hide Kuei, like all this kind of stuff. And I did like seeing that. I think it was like a tad long for how much stuff that they do, and that's probably just due to the fact that there is so much backstory also ejected into this book, but it was interesting to see like where these characters were going, and like by the end of it, you do get to kind of see like where all of our characters have ended up, and it definitely feels like a definitive ending, but I have heard that instead of a duology, she is actually going to be writing another book in the series. I'm not sure how that's going to go. I'm not sure how this connects with King of Scars and like all that kind of stuff. I know like very little about it, but it does kind of feel weird to me that she's picking it back up in that way just based on how she ended off Crooked Kingdom. I don't want to spoil things for you guys, but I loved every single one of these ships. Like they were all so good, and for the most part, I really like how they turned out. I was worried about it, but for the most part, I like how they turned out, except for one of them, and that's what really just made me mad. I knocked off a whole star because of it. Honestly, I was going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to give this book 5 or 4 stars because the pacing wasn't as good, it wasn't as tight as the first book, and then I got to that one section and I was like, oh my god, I was so mad, I was so raging, and it just goes to show me that like I just cannot trust this author, which is frustrating because I love these characters and I love this world, and I just hate the fact that I cannot trust her, because I am going to read King of Scars, I am going to read Nikolai's series because I really do like him. I am probably going to watch the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Like I am aware that I am hurting myself by doing these things, but it's just so frustrating. However, fanfiction is eternal, fanfiction lives on forever, and from what I've heard, the Grishaverse fanfiction scene is like very lit, so like I'm excited about that, like I'm interested in that, but I have heard things about what happens next with the character that I'm upset about. I'm still not super happy about it, but I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. And where I'm at right now, when it comes to Leigh Bardugo, I would only recommend Six of Crows. Like out of everything that I've read from her so far, I would only recommend reading Six of Crows and reading it by itself. Like, don't read the Grisha trilogy, don't read Crooked Kingdom, just read Six of Crows by itself. I think it works really well. It does leave off on kind of like an exciting note about like, oh, but are they gonna save Inej? Like that kind of thing. But I think it works really well on its own. I think the way it does the relationships, it works fine, and you could probably read it and be okay. That's kind of frustrating, and I still don't know where I'm gonna stand with Ninth House, because I also really liked that, but I'm still, very guarded. I don't know what she's gonna do with it, so that's where it is right now. I am giving Crooked Kingdom an A-. I do think it was very good. I think it was really well done, especially compared to the Grishaverse trilogy. I definitely think this duology was so much better. It just frustrates me that there seems to be something in authors' heads, and like it is a product of when this book came out, that like not everybody can have a happy ending, which I like completely disagree with, especially right now. Obviously this book wasn't written right now, but it was frustrating. It made it really hard to be excited for the other characters when I knew that this other thing happened. So give me this book an A-. Like I said, I honestly don't recommend any of Leigh Bardugo's books, but Six of Crows does really pop off. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every week. That is everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.